relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best nights of your life. Your host Jay and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the J Spot on intellectualradio.com.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the J spot where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on intellectualradio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. You all, Ishi's out tonight, and our new addition to the family, co-host Lady Lotus. She will be here after the first break. So, guys, want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the J Spot Radio, and that's Jaye. Guys, want to thank you so much for tuning in. We have so many great hot topics for you all on tonight. Have a great show lined up for you. Guys, listen, want to kick it off with a question. Let me know, am I the only one that has never heard of this? The comfort winky, the comfort pipe, the comfort stick. Now you may be saying, Jay, now what is that? Because I've never, it's the comfort D word. We can't say the cuss word, because we try to keep it clean. But comfort D, that's that when a woman doesn't want to add another body to her count, so she calls the old trusty comfort D. Now, is that really a thing? I mean, it has a name, a whole category, a whole slew of dudes that fall into that category. So, the comfort D. Listen, you got that comfort winky. Now, listen, you're in between relationships, or your current guy is just not acting right. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, whatever it is, you may be in a situationship. So instead of going and finding somebody new, they call the old comfort D, the comfort penis, the comfort winky, the comfort stick. So is that, and then they're saying, wait a minute, they're saying that that's not cheating because they've already been with that person before. What do you all think about that? And fellas, do you all have comfort hoo-ha? Are you all worried about your body count? I know, it feels crazy for me to even ask this question, but are you all concerned about your body count increasing? Fellas, do you all have comfort hoo-ha? Do you have that woman that you just go to when you're in between relationships or in between situationships? Do you have that go-to in between person? And if so, what are you guys calling that? Is that the friends with, is that really a friend with benefits? The comfort winky, the comfort hoo-ha, are they really side pieces? Or as E would like to say, the insurance piece? Is that the insurance piece? Now, listen, they know what their role is. Like, they're not trying to be your man. They not trying to be your woman. They okay with just tapping it every now and again. They're okay with giving you a tune-up whenever you feel like you need to get a little, you got a little itch that need to be scratched. They're okay with giving you a little scratch here and there. So, comfort winky, that comfort stick. Now, here's the thing. If it was so good, then why is it, why does it have to be comfort? Why can't it be your all around, everyday, your treat all the time? Why does it have to be something once in a while? Or is it true that, that good stick is attached to a dude that just won't get right? Now, y'all like, listen, Jay, you ain't crazy. some of these sticks and some of these winkers, some of these winkies, some of these pipes are attached to some brothers that's just not right. So they're only attached and their only purpose for me, that the only thing they can do for me is lay a little something and then we go ahead on about our way. Because again, I'm really feeling this dude over here and I'm trying to get this relationship together over here, but I don't want to get another body on me. I don't want another body. Listen, I'm content with the number of bodies that I have on me. So I'm gonna go ahead on over here and get with my comfort stick. I'm gonna get with my comfort winky because you know what? I know that when all else fails, this one right here, it does the trick. It scratches that itch. It fulfills the purpose. So, fellas, do you all have that chick as well? Do you all have comfort hoo-ha? Do you have that chick that you know what you go to when you in between? Because again, you don't feel like getting to know anybody else new. And you know what? She do a good job, but she talk too much and she just, all this extra drama. So the only thing that you guys could ever do is the horizontal mambo. That's the only thing, because once you guys get up, she full of drama, you full of drama, and you guys know that it will never work. So the only thing that you can be to each other is comfort hoo-ha. But again, how does that work? Like, are we really putting people in these categories? Like, you know what, I'm gonna keep you over here just in case. And are the just in case people, do you know that you're just in case? And if you do, are you okay with being the just in case person for the hoo-ha? Like, yeah, it's 12 o'clock. Yeah, I'm gonna call them on up. What you doing? If you ain't heard from them in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 6 months, and they call you at 6 o'clock, they call you at 12 o'clock at night or text you, what you doing? You already know what that is. They not calling to take you for coffee. They not calling you to, take you to the buffet or anything like that, or to take you to see some fireworks. They trying to create some fireworks. So my thing is that a true statement? And is that okay? Is that like a good, solid plan to have and say, you know what? I think I'm gonna adopt this philosophy. I'm gonna adopt this ideology that, you know what? I can find me a good comfort winky. I can find me somebody that, you know what, when I'm in between and when I'm running low and when I just need, my whole understanding to be rejuvenated, I'm going to call on this dude because you know what? Listen, we have a rapport, we have a connection. I know that it's not going to be more than what it is, a few nice little, baby. It's going to be a few of those and then we done. But guess what? We okay because he know that whenever I need a few, baby, that I'm going to call him. But again, fellas, do you have that side hoo-ha? Do you have the chick that you like, okay, wait a minute. Yeah, Felicia was over here, but you know what? Felicia always tripping. I'm trying to be right with Felicia. Can't be right with Felicia because you know what? Felicia too much drama. So you break up with Felicia. Now you over here with Stacy, and but Stacy, that comfort hoo-ha. You know that you can call trusty old Stacy to get the job done. That comfort hoo-ha and that comfort winky. But again, I think that for me, I can think that this would be more on the women's side if we're looking at it from the standpoint of, you know what? I don't want to get all these bodies. Then I think that it makes kind of more sense in that fashion that women are more concerned about getting a higher, adding to their body count. And here's the thing, when you're talking about body count, I'm just like, whoo, every time I think about it, it's just like, when you talk about it, let's just stop talking about it. Because again, when dudes ask a woman her body count, there's no answer that she can give that he's going to believe. there's no answer. And then I think vice versa, because here's the thing. Some dudes, listen, some women try to lessen the number. Some men try to increase the number to make it seem like, yeah, they just, man, I've been knocking it out the park since I was 9 years old. Man, I've been banging it since I was. No, you haven't. You lost your virginity at 32 years old. So stop trying to act like you got all these doggone bodies on you. But that's how some men will act. Some men will push their number up, and then listen, they get some around some of these bold chicks and they get with them and they like, wait a minute. He told me that he gonna do all this. He gonna do all that. I still got my eyelashes on and I have not lost a track of my weave. Now, I was preparing for combat over here because this brother told me all of this stuff that he was going to do. And I got over here and this dude could not even, he can't even squat a fly. But he done told me all of this. So it's like when you're talking about body count, listen, I say this. Don't ask if you really don't want to know the answer. And here's the thing. Sometimes it's like, it's a rude question, I believe. You have to be more concerned about their history as far as having any disease, any sexually transmitted diseases or any sexually transmitted infections, as they're calling it nowadays, sexually transmitted infections. But that should be the question, opposed to how many people you done slept with, how many dudes you done slept with. Some men will press for that answer, and when they're giving it, then they don't accept it. Or if they do accept it, they're like, man, that's a whole lot of people. Now it's like, now it messes with your secure, your self-esteem, and now you may start being insecure. Y'all doing what y'all doing, and then you sit up here, some of them like, man, this news, she never did this move on me, or she never did this on me. Where's she getting this from? Wait a minute. Now listen, you have to make up your mind. You cannot want to know how many people she been with, and then she's, y'all in the midst of getting it in, and then you have to be wondering, well, where does she learn this? Is that really your business? Is it your business? Just know that, listen, this is what you're doing now. You are the recipient of the honey pot. You are the recipient of the hoo-ha. So just enjoy it while it lasts. Stop worrying about who came beforehand, because really it's not your business unless it's for health reasons. And again, you need to ask that before you get entangled in them sheets and you start doing the Humpty Dumpty and the horizontal mambo. Those are questions that need to be asked beforehand. But as far as your sexual body count and the number, that's your personal, in my opinion, that's your personal business. I wouldn't want to know either, because I'm gonna judge you. He could be like, man, I was only with 50 chicks. I'm like, oh my goodness. So then I start thinking like, man, I don't even want him to touch me, because 50 people, that's a lot of people. But then you could tell him, okay, well, I was with 4 people. He's never, ever gonna believe you were with 4 people, especially if you are an attractive woman. There's no number that you can tell a man that they're gonna believe. There's no number whatsoever they're going to believe. So try to avoid that specific body count conversation. Try to avoid that conversation at all costs, because again, nobody wins in that situation. Because here's the deal. Let me tell y'all something, fellas. Come close. All it takes is one dude to just really put the woo-wop shabamp on her, and nobody else can ever come close to what he did. And the vice versa for women. So it's just like, why worry about what came before you? Just try to keep yourself from going there, because if you go there, you could potentially mess up, in all seriousness, you could potentially mess up a great relationship because you're worried about who they've been with in their past. Does a person's sexual past matter? Yes, to a certain extent. When we're talking about, your health, your sexual health. But your sexual experience, that shouldn't be anybody's business but you and the person or people that you've been with in the past. But your new people, I don't think that that question should be asked from new people. How many people have you been with? Because again, no answer is the right answer. No answer is going to be, especially, I'm sorry, fellas, for some of you all, listen, here's the thing. Y'all want to think that she ain't been with nobody. You gonna be the first one. But you don't want to be the first one because you want her to turn you out. You want her to turn you upside down and around. But you don't want to know that she's been with somebody else to learn those things, to turn you inside out, turn you upside down. Y'all can't take it. So don't ask. Don't put yourself in position to, again, tear up a potentially good relationship because you're trying to figure out, I wonder how many other dudes she did this to. I wonder how she learned how to do this. I wonder how she learned how to. You know what? Here's the thing. I tell people like this. Sometimes you guys can just have such a great, amazing chemistry that you guys learn how to please each other. And here's the deal. You shouldn't want to try to please her like you pleased the last person that you were in a relationship, because here's the thing. Everybody is different. Just the way you rubbed his head, his bald head, and that turned him on and that made him, it made him feel some type of way. You feeling all on his chest and, rubbing on the little tattoos and stuff. That may have did something for Frank. But now you come trying to do the same thing with Derek, and it has absolutely no effect on Derek because that's not his spot. So you got to stop assuming that what worked for this person works for this person. It's just like sometimes the chemistry and the energy, it brings on a whole different dynamic, especially when you both are in it. Y'all both in it for the right reasons. Y'all both in it at the same time. You both are invested on the same level. Then, that definitely changes the dynamics of that sexual chemistry, that sexual connection. But to sit up here and kill that connection by, man, I wonder how many dudes I wonder was he as big as, why are you worried about that? Why are you worried about that? Stop worrying about who has visited her visiting center. Stop worrying about that. Stop worrying about who played with his tallywhacker. Stop worrying about those things. You are worrying about the wrong thing. Worry about how can you guys please each other? How can you all make things work for each other? That's what you need to be concerned about. Be concerned about what you have right in front of you, because if you spend too much time worrying about the past, guess what? You're going to be the past. So shift your dynamics, change your thinking. But when you talk about that comfort hoo-ha, that comfort Chico stick, I can understand the concept of the comfort. But again, it's just like you're not doing yourself any favor by engaging in that, and you're not doing them any favor. Especially, the only thing I can think of why a woman would keep doing that, because you know what, she still had some type of feelings for this guy, so she keep him around. Now, I believe with all my heart that men can keep women around and have no type of emotional connection to them whatsoever, and they will continue to have this comfort, I'm gonna call it pity sex, because they can do it. So they like, okay, shoot, she broke up with her dude, I don't care if she want to come over here and get her back, get her back readjusted over here. I'm okay with that. I'm all for readjusting her back and then sending her back to whoever she giving a headache. She won't be giving a headache to me, but I'm gonna come over here and release some of that stress she dealing with and send her back. But again, at the end of the day, when you're thinking about that comfort hoo-ha, that comfort winky, think about it. It comes with a cost, and it's gonna cost you, man, that relationship, especially if the person finds out that Listen, we on a break. And so you over here letting this dude break you off, or you over here letting old girl break you off. Now you SOL. Now you out there. Or can that not be held against you? If you're on a break, does break sex, is that considered cheating? Like, if you're on a break, we on a break. So does that give me the right to go ahead and, get it in with whoever I want to get it in? However, does that give you the right when you're on a break? When you're on a break, is it okay to entertain other people, especially in a sexual manner? Is it okay? You on a break, you like, okay, well, listen, we don't know if we going forward or we breaking up. So I'm like, I don't know right now. Right now, we're in a it's complicated. So when you're in that it's complicated phase, is it okay to have relations with someone else outside of the person that you're with? Or when you're on a break, does that mean that, you know what? You're no longer with that person. We're on a break. So I don't know what's going to happen. So I have to move as though I'm single. Is that what the break period is for? Or is the break to kind of see, you know what? Listen, let us make a decision and let us see if this is what we want to do, if we want to be together or we don't. But when we bring other people into the situations, it always complicates everything. So it's just like, when you're not sure of what's going on or what's the status, when in doubt, don't. Just listen, it's okay to go on a little, put your hoo-ha on a hiatus. Now, I know some of y'all gonna be like, I'm not listen, I love sex. I'm not about to sit up here and put my thing on hiatus just because he can't get himself together or just because she can't act right. I'm gonna go and do it, and I'm gonna do it till I can't do it no more. Now, that's understandable. But at the end of the day, is that really helping your situation? Is that going to help you determine, you know what, listen, maybe I should just go ahead on and get myself together, do right by this person, or let it go? Like, let it go. Like, to me, that's what the time apart is supposed to be. But as far as breaks, I'm not a break. Either you is or either you ain't, my baby. There is no in between. Either you is or you ain't. Like, what are we breaking for? Like, we're not in grammar school. Like, oh, well, let me see. Do you like me? Yes or no? We're not in grammar school. Like, either you're here or you're not. Whatever decision you make, it's okay. But you've made a decision. So it's just like, we can't allow ourselves to continue to put ourselves in it's complicated situations, because guess what? I can promise you this. In these it's complicated situations, one of these parties is moving on with their life. One of these parties is moving forward while the other one is sitting there really in a, we're on a break phase. So one of y'all is on a break and the other one has moved on. I promise you, that is the dynamics of that ish. So it's just like, why be the person sitting, waiting, when you can just move on? Because clearly they've moved on as well, or clearly they are in the process of moving on. So why put yourself on the shelf and just wait to see what they're going to do? So it's like, if people don't want to be there, then, you cannot force a person to be with you, and you shouldn't want to force a person to be with you. But you also shouldn't be wanting to run back to the comfort hoo-ha, run back to the comfort, the comfort Twizzler stick and the comfort Snicker and the comfort all this other stuff. You shouldn't keep running back to that, because if you always know that comfort hoo-ha and that comfort pipe is there for you, can you really move forward? Are you really in position to move forward and put your all into anything? Because you know that there's a backup plan. You know that there's a backup hoo-ha waiting for you. You know that there's a backup stick waiting for you. So whenever something goes wrong in a relationship, opposed to you giving it your all and trying to figure out how to make it work, you're not gonna put your energy in there. You're gonna put your energy into how can you get back to this, to the comfort stick. You're not gonna worry about if the relationship fails or whatnot, because you know that you got a backup plan. You have a plan B for your relationship. And here's the thing: a lot of times we try to say that it's just comfort hoo-ha or a comfort stick, but you know that it's more than that. You know that these people really, honestly, legitly has your back. They're going to be there when you call. So you take comfort in knowing that, oh, well, please, even if this don't work with dude over here, please, I got my backup right here. So just with that thinking right there, that prevents you from putting your all into any relationship, as long as you have comfort stick, comfort hoo-ha, comfort pipe. As long as you got that comfort, that backup plan, it's going to prevent you from putting your all into anything. So be mindful. I mean, again, I understand the concept. Yeah, you want to have that comfort hoo-ha, that comfort stick, so that you don't have to, keep upping your body count. So yeah, you should, be able to just go back to this one piece. But now here's the thing. What if you're going back to multiple comfort sticks, multiple comfort hoo-has? How does that work? Like, so I guess it's still, you're not increasing your body count, because these are still people that you've been with before, right? So I guess it doesn't matter if you're increasing it, because it's not really increasing, because you're going back. You have a rotation of the same people that you've already been involved with. But my take is just think twice before, going back and forth, because again, at some point, somebody's feelings is going to get involved and somebody's feelings is going to get hurt. Just take it. Listen, just take a little time out. When things ain't right, don't run to the comfort. It's okay to put that thing on timeout. It's okay to put your stick back in the doggone in the shed. It's okay. It's okay. Now listen, weeping may endure for a night. Okay. So listen, all that will pass. Guys, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Yeah, listen, you all. That comfort hoo-ha, very deceiving. Very deceiving. Will trick you up quick, fast, and in a hurry. You'll be sitting up here, head be spinning so fast. And then again, don't get caught back up in the situation with the person. You going in, yeah, they just my backup. They just my comfort hoo-ha. And you mess around and start having feelings for that thing all over again. Now, you back to square one. Not only do you got one dude that you got situations with, now you done brought the comfort in. So now you got a situation over there. So definitely just think twice about those type of dynamics, because again, when you're doing stuff like that, it's just like, it just almost never works out well. So definitely be mindful of the comfort hoo-ha, because don't let it be some good temporary comfort hoo-ha. That thing be good, you forget why you was over there. You sitting up here so good, you thinking that this is your forever home. You like, wait a minute. Whoa, I got, I got lost in the sauce for a minute. I thought that this was where I was supposed to be. I forgot that this was just a temporary fix, and then I was going to go ahead on back home. Be ever ye so mindful with that, because I'm telling you, these folks will turn you up, over, and out, and you be sitting up here looking crazy. You be like, man, I don't know what the heck just happened over here, but I'm going to have to get it together, because this dude ain't playing fair whatsoever. This is some bull junkie right here. So definitely be mindful of that comfort stick. Just take a little relationship time out. Again, put that thing on time out. It's okay. Ain't nobody gonna be mad. I promise you, 30 days ain't gonna kill you. 60 days ain't gonna kill you. 90 days ain't gonna kill you. Listen, putting that thing on a pause ain't gonna kill nobody. Listen, get you a little clarity. You can't get clarity, work out your situation if you jumping from one pole to the next pole. I'm like, wait a minute, there's just a lot of confusion. Like, how do you know which way to go? Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on intellectualradio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. You all, she's out for the evening, and Lady Lotus will be here after the next break. So we want to definitely thank you so much for tuning in. You all, please do me a favor. Go to our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today. We have some great things coming up that will be exclusively and only going on YouTube. So definitely go to our YouTube channel. Help us get our 1,000 subscribers, because we have some great new shows and great new content coming up that will only be on YouTube. So you don't want to miss it. So go and like and subscribe our channel today. That's the J Spot Radio on YouTube. Guys, tonight we're being brought to you by the J Spot Airbnb. 2-bedroom luxurious Airbnb condo right next to the United Center. Listen, you all, it has been an amazing summer. It is a beautiful facility. So definitely check out the link we have in the comments. Check us out, like it, book it, and share it. We're also being brought to you by Delaware Inc. Guys, he has his summer t-shirts. He has a nice sale going on so that he can get rid of the rest of his summer inventory and prepare for the fall. So definitely check them out, Delaware Inc. We're also being brought to you by BK the Barber. You all, if you are looking to get lined up, faded up, check out BK the Barber. Guys, we'll have all of those links posted in our comments. And for all three of them, you want to use reference code J. And that's Jaye. Now listen, guys, this was a hot topic that we had. So the father, he brought his 11-year-old son a 70-inch TV. So the father and the mother, they have a great co-parenting relationship. So he's saying that, you know what, they've never had any issues. There had never been any disrespect. There had never been any type of beef between them. So again, he brought the 70-inch TV and put it in his son's room, and the son lives with the mom. So the mom has a new boyfriend. So the new boyfriend, they let his grown daughter and her dude move into the house with them. So they unfortunately had to move into the 11-year-old son's room. So they ended up kicking him out of his own room, and they took over everything, including his TV. So he could never enjoy the TV that his father bought for him. They put the little boy on the sofa. So one day the little boy, he calls the father crying. And so the father's like, what's going on? What's wrong with you? And so the little boy explained to him what was going on over at the house. He explained how the boyfriend's adult daughter and the son, the adult boyfriend, that they took over the 11-year-old's room and they took over the TV. So the father, he talks to the mother, and she's like, okay, well, you can't be over here running my house and all this and that. And he said that the conversation that they had was totally out of character. He said that she came out of left field with the conversation because, again, they had never had any beef in the past. So he was not able to get through to the mother, and the son was very upset about, not having used to his, his TV and all this and that. The father tells the son, break the TV. He told the son to throw something through the TV and crack the 70-inch TV. He said, if you can't use it, I'll be doggone if anybody else sit up here and use and enjoy the TV that I bought for you to enjoy. So the son did just that. The son cracked the 70-inch TV. The father wants to know, was he wrong for telling the son to crack the TV? Was he wrong? A 70-inch TV. The father told his son, listen, I get this, I will replace this for you later. But for right now, while they're there, nobody will enjoy your TV. If you can't enjoy it, neither will anybody else. And of course, the mother was upset. The grown dude and the grown daughter, they were upset as well. So the question is, the father wants to know, listen, did I overreact? Did I overreact by telling my son, break the TV? Did I overreact by telling him, you know what, crack the TV, because if you can't play with you, if you can't watch it and enjoy it because it's yours, then no one will. What do you guys think about that? Let me see some of your comments. And guys, if you want to talk to me, 708-223-8953. Again, that number is 708-223-8953. Was the father wrong for telling the son to break the TV? Here's the deal. I understand, and I can see how that whole scenario played out, and I can understand, listen, the father has every right to be upset because he bought the TV for his child. He bought the TV for his son to enjoy. So I definitely, listen, I don't know, listen, the petty part of me understands. Okay, listen, the very petty part of me understands the father's need to just listen. I didn't buy this for you. If you want a 70-inch TV, you get your baroque, narrow behind, you go get your TV. But what y'all not going to do is sit up here and bully my son around and take his TV from him and think that that's going to be okay. So the petty part of me is like, heck, you doggone yeah. Man, throw a monkey wrench through that TV, throw some water on it. Listen, if I can't watch it, ain't nobody else gonna watch it. That's the petty part of me agreeing with that. But then when you think about it, what did that teach? What did that teach the son? What lesson? How was that a positive lesson on how to handle conflict for the son? Just because things don't go your way, so we go destroying things, because that's totally what that told the son. So now whenever the son has a problem, if he can't get his way, then he's gonna go destroying things. So I don't think that that was necessarily the right message to send to his son. Again, I do understand it, but I don't think that that was the right message to send. If anything, if possible, he could have at least tried to, which I'm sure it probably would have been an epic fail, but he probably could have tried to have the mother come and get the TV, which, kind of seeing how the situation was going, that probably would not have been effective. But to have the son break the TV, I don't think that that was sending the right message. Did it feel good for both the son and the father to take away the TV privileges from the two grown freeloaders? Absolutely. So I totally understand it, and I totally get it from that aspect. I totally get it. Like, I understand this felt good. It felt good to take away the TV because, again, how dare you come in and take over something that does not belong to you? So again, I get it. I understand it. But was it the right message to send to the son? Absolutely not. There were a few other ways that could have been handled, but breaking the TV definitely was not one of them. So we got to be careful on how we handle situations and how we teach our kids to handle situations, because again, we condoned it in that moment, but what you also did was you set the tone for his future behavior for things when he does not get his way. You told him it's okay to destroy things if you don't get your way. Guys, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Come on. Yes. Hey, do these belong to you? Oh, he probably, you left them in the door.
Left them in the door.
That's because you were too busy messing with me with that water.
You're welcome. Can I open it?
But yeah, guys, so I don't know, like that was, to me, that was setting the wrong message. I may have to readjust these cameras because I gotta see when you get over here. But yeah, throwing something and breaking that 70-inch TV. And you know the mama probably whooped him. But again, what you gonna whoop him for? The daddy, the petty daddy told him to do it. And again, the petty side definitely knows that felt good. Like that felt good to be able to do that. Let me see if I got you in. So we gotta adjust this one. Are you able to tell which way to adjust it so we can? And this is your camera. This is the camera that's on. Okay, so let me see. No. No. Yes, right.
This one?
Yeah. And then pulling, so it'll be able to hear you.
That's good.
Put some water behind your feet.
I'm trying to get some wine. They didn't put the wine out today. They put beer on Thursdays and Fridays.
Oh, do they? Why?
Yes. Because it's corporate life. So they have a keg, and there's like 4 different beers, and then they have red wine and white wine.
And I was just complaining this thing. I've been trying to get some coffee for like 12,000 years, but
Look, I had said, look, this cup right here about to get tip today.
Where you going live from?
I ain't go live from nowhere. I need my notes in my phone. I gotta bring another phone. Where am I looking at?
5,
All
4,
three of
3,
them.
2.
Just which. Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on intellectualradio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. You all sitting next to me, we have a new addition to the family, Lady Lotus. Hey, Lady Lotus, how's it going today?
It is going. It is a wonderful day.
Yes, it is.
It wasn't too hot
I
outside.
said to that. Wait, I came in here. It was like 12,000 degrees up in here. I thought I was gonna have to go home because it was so cold. You hot?
It's a little warm in here.
Okay, well I opened
But
the
I'm
door.
hot anyway. 45 kicked in.
But for me, I'm like, that pole blood. I operate on pole blood, so I'm always cold, even when it's 100 degrees outside. I promise you, my hand and my feet will be cold.
You can give it to me.
I will.
I'm on high blood. I'm on high flashes.
I've always been. I think even when I start going through the change, I'm gonna be cold. I don't think the heat is gonna come to me. But guys, listen, we want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all go to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe, turn on the notifications, you all. We have some great things coming up that will be exclusively on YouTube. So please go today, subscribe and like today. Turn on your notifications. Help us to get our 1,000 because again, we have some great content coming up that will be exclusively on YouTube, and that is the J Spot Radio. Guys, listen, thank you so much for tuning in. We got a lot. Look, these hot topics. I was just telling them before you came in, before the break, the mother and the father, they had a good relationship, so they had an 11-year-old son.
Okay.
So the father got the 11-year-old son a 70-inch TV for his room. So now the father, he's like, you know what? We never had any problems co-parenting or whatever. So the mother had a boyfriend. So the boyfriend had grown kids. So the grown daughter and the shiftless grown boyfriend, they move in with them. So they takes over the 11-year-old's room, and now they bogarting his TV.
No, we not
So
gonna do
now
that.
he calls his daddy and he tells his daddy, listen, daddy, they won't let me watch my TV. They playing my PlayStation. I can't play. So the daddy like, okay, listen, let me talk to the mama and see what's going on. He said that she snaps out of left field. He was like, I never had this type of relationship with her. Like, he wasn't expecting the kind of negative feedback that she gave him. So he like, okay, bet, I got you. He told the son, break the TV. If you can't watch it, nobody gonna watch it. And now he's like, what do you think about that? Was he wrong for what do you what do you think about that? Was he wrong for telling the son?
Nope. Break it. I brought my son a TV. I did not bring your did you say grown?
Grown.
I did not bring your grown daughter and her man. Shiftless broke man a 70-inch color TV. Now y'all can respect the son and say, hey, can we watch your TV? Are you busy? The boy going to bed, watch the TV, we can share the TV, but you're not gonna take over what I put over there for my son. Break it.
See, like I said, the petty side of me too said the same thing.
Patty LaBelle.
And listen, I'm over here on Petty Island, so I'm just like, listen, that's where I reside at. But I'm just like, okay, so now, what is that telling the son? So now, when he get to going to school and listen, he get to tearing up stuff in school, can't nobody really be mad because listen, the daddy done already told him, just like when the parents, your mama told you you can go cuss somebody out. They ain't tell you to be cussing and now you cussing everybody out. Like Kevin Hart, when the mama told him to go say F you to somebody, that was it. But he went, teacher. Right, he stood up all night and he had a whole spiel and he been cussing ever since. That's not, see, you done opened up the gate for the cussing. Open up the cussing. Just cussing.
I feel like I talk too much. So through my years, I've done a lot of talking and a lot of explaining. My inch don't give you a mile. But I'm also not going to teach you to allow people to take advantage of you. Right. Because you pretty much taking advantage of this child because he 11. That's a big old TV. I had a conversation with his daddy. The TV too big for the 11-year-old, sir. But I'm not going to allow adults to take advantage of my children. And that's pretty much what I feel like they're doing. So if all dad could think of was break it, okay, now dad need to follow up and have a conversation. We don't do this now because you can't have your way. We not breaking everything. I was wrong. I probably should have said, I'm just going to come pick up the TV. But at that moment, he felt like break it. And in that moment, I would have said break it.
And see, and that's what I kind of thought too. Like maybe he should have just suggested, you know what, I'm going to come pick the TV up. Yeah. But then the way the mother flipped out and came out the bag on him with all the negativity that he wasn't expecting, I can almost see that TV wasn't coming out that house.
Break it.
Right. And that's like, I would have been like throwing listen, he said, break it, throw something through it. I would have threw something through it, pour some water on it. Listen, if I'm breaking it, I'm going to make sure ain't nobody.
Girl, all I see is Medea with that chainsaw cutting that couch.
Yes. Listen, I'm breaking everything. Then he probably looked at the game. You know what, Daddy? They were playing this too. Boom. Everything. Listen.
You better not break that game.
Matter of fact, they sleeping in his bed. Let me go pee in my bed. So don't listen, because they had done took over his whole room. Aww. So listen, so I'd have been peeing in the dresser. I'd have been peeing. Listen, if I can't enjoy it, ain't nobody gonna enjoy it.
Cats do it.
Right. I'm like, listen, okay, sit up here and get your feelings hurt. You mess around and lay in some wet. It ain't the wet spot from what y'all having a good time either. Listen, so play with if you want to. But that's just the petty take on it.
Hashtag Team Petty.
Pettyville. Petty Island over here. That's what we at. But guys, listen, our next hot topic, speaking of petty, Lord, listen, grown and sexy conversations with Jay. I love y'all so much. This internet, listen, the J Spot, the page, the J Spot Radio, the real MVPs, 30 and up doing us, Tyson Smith, 180 Real Talk Chicago, Pit Life. We got some, we had a special shout out that we had to give.
Yes, we do, to Adam Levinston Bates. Thank you so much. Adam said, love the show. Phenomenal current topics for discussions and honest, culturally competent dialogue. Keep doing your thing. Salute. He also said that he absolutely loves the show. I support the show wholeheartedly, and I wish more individuals avail themselves of the messages, resources, and perspectives presented. Thank you so much. And
Thank you,
received.
Adam. We really appreciate it. And you all, if y'all want to send us a nice love letter, we accept nice love letters. We accept coffee. We accept cash. We accept gifts. Now, listen, if y'all want to send us some things, y'all can send it to P.O. Box 784 Oak Park, Illinois 60301. And also, if you have a product that you want us to sample live on the J Spot. Now listen, before y'all go sending stuff in, let me just give you a disclaimer. We cannot be responsible for our live review and our live reactions, because listen, if you tell me that this cupcake is the bomb and I go and bite into your cupcake and it tastes like a bomb, I'm gonna tell you. Like, right? So, if you got some stuff that's supposed to be good for the skin, and then I start breaking out in halves and stuff, I'm like, look, Hoppo, what this is? Hoppo, who sent who told so
yes,
it will be that. But if you just want to send your product, we're doing so for September. We're going to be giving a free plug. If you decide to send a sample of your product, we're going to be giving a free plug to your business. So you can send that to, again, P.O. Box 784, Oak Park, Illinois 60301. Again, P.O. Box 784, Oak Park, Illinois, zip code is 60301. Free plug. Listen, one sample per company. Now listen, if you got a whole bunch of side hustles, I understand it. Just choose the best one and send that one, and and we'll take it from there. But guys, listen. Next hot topic. Go ahead.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
Now on the J Spot page, you can go and write a review on the page as well about the show, topics you may want to hear. Just go on there, leave some feedback, leave a review. We'll go through them and we'll pick some to say on the show.
Absolutely, guys. And listen, if you come for us, we're coming back. So just understand that.
Yeah.
Come for me, I'm coming. Listen,
I'm ready.
So listen, tell them, listen, don't let this lip gloss get you tricked up, okay? Because listen, talk to us and treat us how we treat you. We don't be cussing at you and all this other stuff.
Yes.
If you don't like being here with us, then unsubscribe and unfollow and kick rocks.
Yes.
But if you come for us, you can see there's a thing between critiquing and just flat out comment.
Mm-hmm.
We don't mind critiquing. We don't mind positive, constructive criticism. That we don't mind.
Right.
But you coming, trust me, we coming right back for you. And listen, beloved. Now, listen. Because here's the thing. I'm not trying to be called in the pastor's office because I already know. Listen, when I go in, the whole congregation gonna be, and I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, let me go ahead. I already know the pastor's gonna be looking for me. I'm gonna go ahead on, because once I get through reaming this sister a new one, I know they coming for me. I know, like, I got this one chick that I promise you, she ain't got no edges. I promise you, boo, I'm coming for you. Understand what I'm saying? I'm coming for you. So I'm gonna digress on that, because right there already, I'm gonna digress. But listen. Our next hot topic, speaking of coming for you, Lord, listen, ladies, we got to do better, okay? We got to do better. So this young lady, she meets a guy online. He flies her out of town to his hometown. Then, so they stayed together for a couple of days. But she didn't give him no nookie. You know what I'm saying? She didn't give him no nooks and crannies. She didn't give him no slobby on the knobby. She didn't do none of that. So she walking around his place butt naked, but she ain't giving it up. So he said, you know what, bet I didn't bring your raggedy end down here for you to be playing with my emotions. So guess what? He took her raggedy behind back to the airport and left her there. And she's like, okay, so you're not going to pay for me to get back home? He dropped off at the airport. No ticket, no return flight back. So now everybody is saying, who is wrong? Was she wrong for not sleeping with him? Was he wrong for, reacting like that? What do you guys think? Who was wrong? Now, listen, if y'all want to chime in, because it's about to get real deep with this, 708-223-8953, 708-223-8953, or if you want to comment in the comment sections, you can definitely do that. But who was wrong? She took her narrow behind out of town to stay with a dude that she did not know. But I'm gonna let you answer first, Lady Lotus. Who do you think? What is your take on that whole situation? She flies a narrow, she goes down there, and then you stand with him.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, if you trying to come up on some, have your own, have a way out.
Have a way out.
Have a way.
I don't know if it's a right and a wrong. I know that it's some stupidity and a lack of communication because there was too many expectations. He was expecting him some, and she probably was expecting to not give some, or maybe she just wasn't attracted to him like that. Maybe she came out there and her vibes wasn't feeling him. Maybe he was giving creep vibes and she didn't want to sleep with him. Whatever the case may be, little baby shouldn't have flew nowhere, got flued, as y'all say, flown out, without having a way back home, because conversating with somebody on the internet and making these connections on the internet don't mean when you meet these people face to face, they are what they are presenting to you, because the spirit and the soul is something totally different. Something totally different than
Right.
A feeling of being around somebody is totally different than that feeling of a picture and a video and we conversating through our phones. That energy might have not been the same. Now, I think that he was wrong for video recording the gal and putting all of the business out there in the streets, but she opened up the door for that.
So listen, I'm hoping. I saw that and I said, I instantly started saying Nam Yodo Reiki. I instantly went into a chant because I say, see, this bull junkie that just, all I know is that couldn't have been me. That couldn't have been. Listen, you can call me a whole lot of things, but stupid was not one of them, okay? It was not one. Rule number one, let's just break down a couple of things before we talk about who was right and who was wrong. Let's just talk about the levels of stupidity before we get to who was right and who was wrong. Baby girl, little mama, come on, let me talk to you. And all the little mamas that's in the group, listen. We in the 30 plus age range, we want to help y'all out because we know y'all savages, y'all got the hot girl summer and all this. Well, can you listen to those of us that our knees are clicking now? Because y'all got to understand, we had some, well, they ain't had hot girl summers, but they were saying back it up. And, R. Kelly was telling us to keep it on the down low. So we had some similar, even though it wasn't down low. Listen, my down low is 24 years. You see what I'm saying? That was a lie. My down low is 24 years old. But, listen, but we're not even going to talk about, how R. Kelly led us astray with all that, or, or shout out to Crucial Conflict, a Ghetto Queen and all that. Yeah. That's, man.
Don't forget the sweet lady now.
Yeah, man. Do you see what I'm saying? So we had a lot of, messages that could have been interpreted in another way. But here's one thing, beloved, that we knew. Our parents always told us never go nowhere and you ain't got no way back. If you can't afford to get back on your own, don't you care, yo dumb. And we're not going to say the other word because then they going to cut us off and they're not going to let us be on iHeart.
Just say raggedy.
Don't care, yo raggedy. They don't care your end. Nowhere where you cannot get back. So that was rule number one. You went somewhere where you could not get back. That's the first thing. Second thing, you went to stay with a dude that you didn't even know. Baby girl, little mama, he could have chopped you up and had you, listen, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You didn't know this dude from anything. You didn't know if he lived with an apartment full of other dudes that could have did something real bad to you, and then everybody you would have been listen, if you would have made it back.
He could have had a whole team waiting for you.
So you don't know that. So never assume that you going down there and it's all good. Even listen, always be on your P's and Q's. Even if he got the room for you, don't even trust that. Be careful with that because you don't know who's waiting in the room for you. Just always suspect a setup. Always be suspicious of listen, don't every good thing ain't a gift. Oh, I'm coming up. That's the see, because that's all she thought about. That's the only side she thought about. Man, I'm gonna come up on this dude. Da, 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 da. Baby girl, you played yourself. You played yourself because, and then you get down there and you broke. Whoo! Listen, if you broke, stay at home. Make him come to your turf. If you trying to have a look, but look, that was just some dumb-ish. Now, let's talk to the brother. Listen, fellas, come on. Stop showing how many times you've been rejected. Because that was just a bitter rejected dude move. Nobody had to see your face to know that you was ugly. We didn't have to see how you looked. That was an ugly broke dude move. I'm sorry, that was an ugly broke dude move. That was just some broke dude stuff. I'm sorry. I don't know what you.
He lost me when she went in the airport and he started talking to the airport lady that worked at the airport, and she just standing there with her mask on. She don't have no idea what's going on. So why are you venting to her? Get on the phone, call one of your boys. You ain't gonna do that because you don't want your boy to know you was just rejected like that.
But you tried to make her look bad. Which y'all both, so here's the thing, y'all both were stupid. Y'all both look bad. She looked bad because she dumb. She carried her dumb, raggedy behind out there. And listen, all this bull junkie taking place. You just broke and sorrowful in your feelings, and now you like, man, this another one. This another chick I done been rejected by and I play. I'm gonna fix her. Well, sir, you ain't fix nobody but yourself.
That twat might have not have been no good while he was trying so hard to get it.
Look, see, listen, you could have saved yourself.
He might have saved himself.
See, but you didn't think about that. You decided to go live and put it out there. So now here's the thing. The flip side to that also is because you have to ask yourself, if something had happened to her, it would have been on you. It would have been on your head because you did all of that. Like you were over the top and extreme in your actions. When you put this girl out in a city and state where you knew that she didn't know anybody, you were the only person that she knew. So just on man code, it was your responsibility to see to it that she got back to where she was safely on man code because you brought her down there. So whether you and your little Willie was mad because your little tallywhacker didn't get sucked or wet or whatever, you thought she was, listen, abuse yourself on the ride home as you be sorrowful. Abuse yourself. Listen, wipe your kids on the spare seat and keep it moving, okay? But as a man, you were supposed to have ensure, even if it was the cheapest flight, you were supposed to ensure that she got back to wherever she was going safely. On man code. But see, a lot of you all are lacking morals and y'all lacking values and you're lacking integrity. And you felt like all of that was worth it because she would not have sex with you. And if that's the value that you think of a woman, listen, stay single. They got plenty of sites for dudes like you that don't want to be rejected and don't want to be in this position. Listen, they got all these robots. They got all these pocket hoo-has. She's not going to say nothing to you. She's not going to decline you. Listen, just pull her out your closet and let her do what she going to do. but stop dealing with real women. Because brother, you not ready. Because if you reacted like that because she did not have sex with you, what type of man are you? That's what makes me think. So who's wrong? They both were stupid and they both were wrong. But there's a higher level of responsibility, in my opinion, for the guy, because you just put her out there in harm's way. Anything could have happened to her. And that's, listen, older dudes that y'all know y'all knees clicking and stuff, and y'all still trying to hold on to your hairline, spraying all that black spray in your hair. I'm talking to y'all. Listen, talk to these young brothers, because they got the whole game twisted. And ladies, we got to talk to the hot girl summers. Listen, look, what would you say to the hot girl summer? Because
don't be getting flued out, man.
Wait a minute. So Cole E saying he got a small penis.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Adrian is saying, I saw the video when he dropped her off. She should have communicated that she wasn't interested in that way, but she kept her pride in the end. Listen, she should have said that. See, again, another thing with this, stop assuming. Listen, have the hard conversations beforehand. Again, they knew that conversation was the elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Now, listen, now, you're not getting none.
Right.
So if you think we finna do the horizontal mumbo, if I got to do the horizontal mumbo with you just for a little funky, and I'm saying just like that, just for a little funky plane ride, see, now he gonna block. He ain't gonna, after I start saying like that, he ain't gonna want me to come down there no way, because he like, you know what, this one right here, just But listen, if I gotta do all that for a little funky, cheap plane ride, you didn't even put me in first class. I ain't getting no snacks. I ain't getting no treats. I ain't getting no nothing. Just a little funky plane ride, and then you had me at the back by the propellers. So now I got a headache, and you think I'm gonna come? So if that's what you bringing me down there for, fam, leave me up here. I'm good.
Communication.
Fam, you should have told her. Now listen, and let me tell you something. You come down, see, y'all got to go back to watching these old 70s movies, because I'm telling you, the stuff that they used to say, listen, there's no way that you can miss it.
Nope.
Listen, then you come down here, and let me tell you something. Now listen, you may owe me a little head, you may owe me a little hand, you may owe me a little hoo-ha. But just know, when you get down here, you owe me something. Just know, those are the terms and the conditions of you getting on this cheap flight coming down here. You're going to owe me something, and it's going to cost you. It may cost you a little, it may cost you a lot, but it's going to cost you. And listen, if not,
should it?
It should.
If you want me to come be with you because you live in another state, and I'm going to say this in conducting myself as a respectable, nice young lady, where you should expect that you're not getting none in the first place. If we holding conversations and our conversations are nice, respectable conversations, and this is our first time physically meeting each other, isn't this still the courting and getting to know each other time, whether you pay for it or I pay for my money? What if the shoe was on the other foot and she spent her money to come out here to stay with him, and she wanted him to drop the little wang, but he said no? And she mad because I done came all the way out here from where I live at, and you ain't gonna give me none of your wang. And she pull out her phone. This nigga ain't nothing. I done drove all the way or took a flight out here. It's communication. In the beginning, communication is so important. If it's uncomfortable for you to say what I want and what I desire, this is what I'm looking for, you shouldn't be talking to people.
And it's like everybody today, everybody has an agenda, but nobody is willing to be upfront. Nobody is willing to be honest. Here's the thing. It's so many people that's on that bull junkie. You don't even have to go through all this, because if she wasn't down for it, somebody else is going to be down for it. So it's just like, why even go through all of that? It's just like you going through all the stress, all the pressure for no reason whatsoever. You flying out there, she flying out. For what?
He seen them pictures.
Yeah, she probably, and no doubt they was probably having all this. Listen, you assume you sitting up here, you getting them turned all on because you leading them to believe. And you can't tell me, listen, you can't tell me that she didn't lead him to believe that he was getting some when he got down there. When she got down there, so I don't believe if she. I'm hoping this was a skit, but we're talking from the aspect that it was not a skit. So you get her down there, and now she don't want to pay. You know, she don't want to put out. Does that give you the right to disrespect her and put her in harm's way because she had maybe she did have the intentions on sleeping with you when she got down there, but maybe it was something about the vibe of your energy that shifted that.
Yeah.
That or you was coming off, you was coming off cool online, but now she get around you, you a full-fledged creep, and now her hoo-ha has dried up. Because you ain't who you not who you portrayed to be, yourself to be. You could have told her that you live like this, and she got down there and found out you live in Pizza Hut. You know what I'm saying? Living in a little hut. But you told her, yeah, I'm Diddy, lying and carrying on and trying to make it seem like you was bigger than who you really were. At the end of the day, a woman is not entitled to sleep with you because you fly her somewhere or you buy her something. I'm so sick of that, that being the narrative. Yeah. But ladies, understand, that's what the narrative is.
That's what they expecting.
That's what they're expecting. Some of them broke dudes are broke, insecure dudes.
A little boy is expecting that. A man who really want to spend time with you, who really want to get to know you, if that's what he want, he gonna court you in the right way to make you feel good and feel comfortable. But be careful, because some of them old ones, they know how to do it. Make you feel all comfortable.
Listen, talk to you right out your drawers. Listen, but that's that old game, But that just
new
shows
boys. These little boys don't know nothing
at all. They doing stuff like this now. See, an old seasoned dude. By the time he was,
he got up out that ear.
And see, this is what you all don't understand. This is where you get them at. This is where the game changes here. It changed. So you never had her here. Because once you get her here, you got her there. Piece of cake. But see, y'all don't know nothing about that. Everything is savage. This, be that, thought, this, that. Okay, and that's why y'all get the results that y'all get. That's how you end up in smit like this, because y'all thinking like that. Yeah. So, dude, listen, chill out. Stop being so thirsty. Again, when I saw this, it just screamed, rejected dude. Nobody wants to, and you can tell by the way he reacted that this happens to him a lot. Your reaction to it was extreme. A dude that this ain't never happened to, he would have got her a ticket. He would have got her up out of there, but he wasn't finna sit up here and be on live crying and trying to embarrass her. He wouldn't have did that.
Or he just weak, brother.
Broke.
Just weak.
Low budget. You trying to sit up here, live, and then he ain't gonna call and tell his friends, because his friends gonna laugh at him and tell him all the things that he went wrong.
They laughing at him now.
Absolutely.
They know his voice and that trunk.
And then look, girl, with your friends and stuff, you don't have no real friends, because your real friend would not have let you carry your dumb behind out there, especially by yourself.
One of them should have been in a hotel room somewhere else.
Listen, we don't do this. Listen, we came together. We gonna leave together. Okay, so come on at the club. Listen, we'll come together. Listen, how many of us? There were 4. We all 4 leaving. Now, what you do after that ain't got nothing to do with that. I was the biggest cock blocker. I'm like, listen.
I wish you would try to go somewhere. Bye, brother. Call her later.
Right. She all cute. This my but she come back over here. And if y'all decide to talk tomorrow, whatever, that's fine. But it won't be today. It won't be today. You have to have people in your life that say things like that. But again, fellas, let this be a lesson. Talk about this issue, especially, listen, just put it out there. If she gonna be down for it, she gonna be down for it. But don't assume that because she's coming down there, she owe you some sex. And ladies, stop taking these gifts if you not willing to have the hard conversation and put it out there. Don't you assume that he's not expecting sex. If he paying for it, even if it's a little funky. Listen, I done had, look, Lord knows, my mouth can be bad sometimes because sometimes, because some of these dudes, let me tell you, I had this dude, now look, I'm putting off some good stuff now. I'm telling you, it's some stuff I said, now wait, you finna do this? Hold on. Can I think about this before I tell you? But listen, I done got put out of dudes. Now that was when that's when I was young. That's when I learned the power of my mouth. This mouth will get you put out. Okay? This mouth will get you put O-U-T out. And it did. Thank God I was on the west side around the corner from my family's house. Because that dude put me out of the car. Understand what? Because I was running. You ain't getting it. Now, after that, I was just like, any hard conversations I'm having, first of all, I'm having it while the car is parked because, had some of these dudes speed all off real fast. They got the need for speed. They don't care about dying. So they don't care. I'm like, oh my Lord, I'm this dude finna kill us. So look, don't have no hard conversation in these cars. Mm-mm. And ladies, if you know that your mouth is slick, because she did have a little slick mouth. Mm-hmm. I'm like, for you not to have no cab fare, you got a little slick mouth. So sometimes you got to humble ye yourselves and get back to safety. But that dude sure put me out on that west side. I was just like, never again. I said, I bet you I ain't talking smart until I'm on my own turf. And and then that's how you'll be all right. Talking smart as you want to, but don't talk smart and you need a ride home. Don't talk smart and get stranded. Take it from me. Trust me, I done been put out. That boy put me out on that west side. I'm just like, wait a minute, what? You go? I'm like, just all this. You get out my car. Car raggedy anyway. I be glad. See
but
all
you in your car.
Raggedy car, your mama raggedy, your mama. Just listen. That's when my knees was good and I was able to get around. Listen, what you gonna come chase me? I'm from, so I'm gonna listen. I wouldn't always listen. I told you don't let the lip gloss fool you. So I got put out the car. But again, I was cool because I knew where I was. He didn't know that I knew where I was. But thankfully, I had, right around the corner from a crazy family. But I'd never get them involved because, listen, that would have been the whole, we weren't going to do that one. But just know, I'm like, listen, don't talk all that crazy stuff. Listen, fellas, to break it all down. Listen, if you invite a chick out, you paying for something. If you expect something, let it be known up front. Ladies, even if he don't say nothing, ask. Listen, how much this gonna cost me? What you mean, baby girl? What is it gonna cost you? What is it gonna cost me? Is it gonna cost me some cash or is it gonna cost me some, which one is it? And then, depending on how you looking, you may be like, I'm paying a little something from. But let that be her decision. Don't bring nobody down that. Listen, just don't be traveling. These are mutants over the internet anyway. So, leave these folks alone. But guys, listen, our next hot topic, tell them, Lady Lotus, about this mess with these.
The mega wispy.
What in the world is that?
Somebody in Detroit done did the mega wispy lashes. And when I tell you it looked like the Snuffleupagus had just jumped on this baby eyes and she had the color contacts in. And if you really, really look at her eyes, the white of her eyes were bloodshot red. Coming from an esthetician, that is too heavy on your polar eyelid. This ain't nothing right here. And you gonna tape and glue Mr. Snuffleupagus lips on your eye. Talking about some, hello, how y'all doing? That is not cute. That is tacky and it is ugly. And I put it on my Facebook page. If anybody on there, if y'all feel like y'all need some mega wispy lashes, delete me. Because the old 90 roasting game is coming out, baby. I'm talking about you, Mrs. Snuffleupagus.
Listen, fellas, so what do you guys think about those eyelashes?
They don't like them.
Like, do you like the eyelashes? Do you like them a little bit? Because I know when I see a chick with these eyelashes, first of all, I'm just shocked, and I'm just like, first of all, I can't even have a conversation with you. You cannot take my order with this because first of all, I'm distracted.
Yes.
I don't know what to say to you with these doggone eyelashes on. Like, I can't even have a decent conversation because they're just absolutely ridiculous, especially in these stores. And I'm not gonna say the name of the chain of the store that it's so popular for these eyelashes, but listen, it is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I cannot. Then they're going in these nail shops, y'all letting them put all that hair bonding glue on your eyes, and it's just like, come on, what we doing now? You about to have staph in your eye about to swell up, you about to have a star on you, all kinds of stuff.
You do know you could get lice in your eyelashes.
They're gonna start juicing and having babies in your eyes, and now you carrying the egg. Now your eye pregnant.
You don't even know it because eyelashes so thick.
They
You
just
can't
up in
even
there.
feel nothing. You
Them
don't know
lights
what's
up
going
in there.
on.
They having threesomes in her eyelashes, just sitting up there.
You remember on Sesame Street when the little bugs used to be in the window?
And they up in there, and now instead of the window, they're in your eyelashes. They just getting it in. They just having threesomes. They just that's what the lights is saying. And your eyelashes. Now your eyeball pregnant, and now you sitting up here wondering why you can't see. Now you thinking you thinking you got a cataract. No, that's just the lights that done had a baby. That's the egg in your eye. Craziness. So please be mindful and listen. These neighborhood shops, and you know what I'm talking about. These non-licensed neighborhood shops that you all are going to get your eyelashes done for $10 and $12, they are use the most unsanitary stuff ever. And y'all just sitting up there, just letting them do. She's sitting up here drinking her coffee, smoking her cigarette, and you letting them put the hair bonding glue on your eyes. What the devil?
I got two things for y'all. The nail salon is called a nail salon for a reason. They have no business waxing you or doing anything to you. And if you gonna let them do it, please ask them if they have a license to do that.
Because it's just flat out ridiculous. Now, I don't know what done happened to our stream over there. But guys, listen, please be mindful of getting those lashes and things of that nature done. Listen, guys, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. Please stay tuned. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Let me see. I got to figure out what happened over here to us on Facebook. I don't know what done happened. It said we lost the signal. Ain't this some bullshit?
I didn't even charge my laptop up last night. The tablet won't come on at all.
I guess we have to go. We lost the connection. We have to go live again. I don't know. It be that ish. But which one?
I just feel like if you go do the lashes, things are meant to enhance our beauty.
Right.
Not meant to be a distraction. Lashes are fine if you feel like you want some lash extensions, but I don't know if it's self-esteem or what's going on. Why they gotta be so big?
I you know what? Like you say, I don't mind getting them done in a nice, reputable place, in a nice size to enhance. Like you just said, enhance. But to get the extremely large attention getting, and it's not even the right attention getting. Listen, these little kids looking at you like,
I just can't.
Oh my God! Like it's just absolutely ridiculous. So be mindful, guys, of getting those things done, because again, you're causing yourself to have all kinds of infections and things of that nature. So you definitely want to be mindful of getting those lashes done. Again, there's a way to get them done that is truly grown and sexy. You can get your grown and sexy on with those lashes. You definitely can. But this mess that we talking about is too much. But I want to know, like, what do you guys, fellas, what do you all think about getting the women wearing the eyelashes? Are you on board with the women wearing the eyelashes? Are you on board with it, or are you like, you know what? Again, we can do the nice subtle eyelashes, but the big flamboyant lashes, y'all can keep that bull junkie.
Yeah.
You can keep all of that bull junkie because we're not trying to deal with that. So that's what we want to know. Like, are you trying to say, you know what, listen, we ain't doing it. We not doing it whatsoever. We not even doing these. Fellas, here's what y'all gotta do. Y'all gotta tell them, listen. Well, the ones that do listen. Because you know, some of us like, I'm grown. I can wear what I want to.
It's in my size.
Lord. Them, you be careful with them. Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on intellectualradio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. You all sitting next to me. We have new member of our family, co-host, Lady Lotus, esthetician, candle maker, Lady Luscious. Lovely.
Ooh, I like the luscious.
Lady Lotus. How's it
I
going?
don't know if I ever heard luscious before.
Okay. See, we gonna listen. We got Lady Lotus over here, so do me a favor. You can definitely give them your handle so that they can go and follow you, Lady Lotus, and find out more about
today.
you. Yes.
So you got me on Facebook and IG. Just look up lotuslife.com, and that's DOTCOM. And on Twitter, Lady Lotus Talk. That's all I got for y'all. I'm working on the ticks of the talks.
And we'll have all of those posted, her handles posted in the comments as well. So definitely make sure you go to her page, like and follow. And she definitely has some great things coming up. So you definitely don't want to miss it. You all, she's out tonight. She is making her big move. So we'll announce that once she gets everything settled. But we got E, so E still, we still rocking. So we have some great things to come. So definitely do me a favor, because you're only going to find it on YouTube. So go to our channel, YouTube, at the J Spot Radio, and that's Jaye. Guys, we have so much great stuff coming up that will only be available on YouTube. So again, go subscribe to us today. Help us get our 1,000 viewers so that we can go ahead and be unleashed. Just unleash the dragon. But wait a minute. And if y'all can find, listen,
that show.
I'm looking for a show. I'm just
she about to unleash the pain.
Listen, when you get to that 30 plus, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Let me think twice about unleashing, but I can unleash. I'm gonna do the Models T with the wave. That's all. If I can't do nothing, I'm just gonna wave this little hand. But I'm still waiting for my shoulder to come, because my shoulder is on back order. So, but you know what? Listen, y'all don't pay me no never mind with this shoulder. But definitely check us out on YouTube. And again, that's the J Spot Radio, and that's Jaye. Now listen, guys, our next hot topic. Listen, when you are unemployed, should you be focusing on dating or meeting new people when you are unemployed? If y'all want to talk to us, 708-223-8953. Again, that number is 708-223-8953. When you're broke, when you're unemployed, when your funds is low or non-existent, should you be focusing on dating? Should you be worried about dating or especially meeting new people? I can see if something happened where you had a job or whatever. It's so much stuff going on in the economy right now, but you were already in the relationship and you were already seeing that person. We're not talking about them. We're talking about, listen, you fresh. You ain't got no job. You ain't got no money. But you out here you looking for love. But you ain't got no money. You don't have a job. So should you be focusing on dating? Should dating be a priority if you are unemployed? What do you think, Lady Lotus? Should dating be a priority if you broke or you're unemployed?
No.
Why not?
How you gonna date?
on love. You're gonna have them to, you're gonna have
Tina
somebody
Turner said, "What's love got to do with it?"
man, but even
If you broke, where's the food at for me to cook for you if I come to your house, which I ain't cooking. But I mean, I'm okay with you ain't making that much money. You got a little part-time job. Maybe you Ubering. We can go by the beach, make me a cute little picnic table. But if you can't do that because your bills are important, we shouldn't be focusing on dating, because how can you focus on dating if you as a man are not where you desire to be?
and see, here's the thing, like being unemployed. I know, like for me, when I'm going through
I
financially,
ain't got time for nobody.
I don't even want to be bothered. Like I don't want to talk because I gotta pull my weight. I gotta get
Right.
my weight up. I gotta get
Right.
my money up. So no, I don't want to come out. No, I don't want to go out. Listen, and I've had people listen. We got you. You can come on. Listen, when my money ain't right, when my business ain't together, I have a bad attitude. And I try to control it, but I just can't. Because if my stuff ain't in order, my mind is, listen, I got my money on my mind and my mind on my money. I don't care about nothing. My hoo-ha, it don't even
It don't
work
work.
when you're struggling.
Mm-mm.
Listen, I'm trying to figure out, okay, listen, I got a mortgage over here, I got a rent over here, I got a rent over there, I got a listen, ain't nobody trying to, but how you gonna get there? Listen, it ain't no money coming in. When you get up, you just walk. Listen, poor broke sex is just, listen, and I know people do it and have it all the time, but I just don't understand how you horny in your home. It
They
don't
be horny and hungry. That
at
don't
the
go
same
together.
how you listen, you getting it in and y'all both of y'all stomach growling. Wait a minute, you not thinking about what if I make a baby and now it's gonna be three of us hungry. Now instead of just me and you hungry, we got a hungry little bit. Listen, it don't make sense. Now I'm not
Mm-mm.
saying that if you don't have a job that you don't deserve love or you don't, I'm not saying that, but you ain't got time for that. How you going, you can't even take care of yourself. You got to get your priorities in order.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So dating should not be a priority. Being on it should not be a priority. If you work it part-time and you can't take care of yourself, you can't even take care of your own basic necessity and needs, how you trying to go out? How you trying to go out, bruh?
Because dating is going out.
They trying to, I'm like, was watching this dating show, and you had all these brothers coming over on there. This brother said he worked part-time. He made like 20,000 a year, and he was looking for somebody that made 100,000. I say y'all could just exit him outright. And he wasn't easy on the eyes either. His conference, well, sir, you have to focus on bettering yourself. You just lost your job. You have to focus on bettering. Listen, you got to find another job. You got to figure out how you're going to get your bills paid until you get another job, for at least for the next 30 to 90 days. If you get an unemployment, that's still going to run out. And that's still only a portion of what you were already originally receiving, which was already wasn't enough in the first place.
Right.
So when you think about being unemployed, listen, especially in the 30 plus age range, y'all got to do better. Like, it's just, no, it's unacceptable. Jay, even people that don't have no jobs, they need love too. Never said they didn't.
Mm-mm.
But you can't be, listen, your electricity company don't care if y'all in love. They don't. Your landlord, doggone sure, don't care if you're in love. They gonna be mad. You up here making love. You should be at work getting my rent money. You ain't got time to be up in here busting one and your rent due. You ain't got time to be up in here slapping cheeks and putting holes in the wall and slamming the headboard against the wall. Listen, you got to get to work so you can get my money. You got to get to work so you can get my rent. Because listen, as a landlord, listen, I'm a whole hot mess, okay? a whole hot mess. And I mean that from all my heart. A hot mess. I wish that y'all over here. So you mean to tell me ain't neither one of y'all working? So y'all ain't got nothing but time. All I know is I hope to have y'all best to have my rent. That's all I'm saying. Because you cannot be sitting up here. You walk in the building, all you smell is broke sex. It has a depressive smell to it. You walk in and you just feel and smell the poverty. It smell like a struggle. I'm not fixing to do it. Now listen, I already know some of y'all done you done block me, unfollow.
It took me away with that one.
You done took me out. Listen, it has a stench to you. Just the energy of it. It's just not right. So listen, we're going to bypass all that broke struggle sex, get your finances up, raise your money up, and then focus on meeting somebody new and all this and that. Now, I know y'all may be like, Jay, you just talking about dating. Listen, y'all know most of y'all equate dating and having sex. It all means the same thing. So let's not act like that. Listen, you don't think because you took her out or you trying to be creative. Well, so I can't meet a nice young lady for what? What y'all gonna do? Wish upon a star? What you gonna do? You gotta have you gotta have a game plan. She gotta have. And this is not just for men.
No,
this is for both. For women too. Like listen. How do you even get hot and bothered and you ain't got no money in your account? How you get hot and bothered? You ain't even got no account.
You can't even get cute for your date.
Right.
You
can't buy nothing. You can't buy the eyelashes. You can't buy the wig. You can't buy nothing. Nothing. So listen.
Nose polish.
Nothing.
Can't get your hoo-ha wax.
Listen, y'all. Let me tell y'all something about getting your hoo-ha wax. Now, she just don't listen. Let me apologize to all of the people that saw me in public. Okay, listen. I got my hoo-ha wax. Thanks to this one, I synced up, and I was like, "Oh, this seemed like a good idea." Can my dummy end up in there? See, I don't just call other people dumb. Listen, when I do something dumb. Now, listen, I followed the young ladies, her instructions. And listen, it was a good experience getting it done. So I followed the instructions and all of that. So what she did not tell me was that when the hair grows back, you could have a problem. You all... Listen, my hoo-ha was sitting up here itching. I got clapped or something. I'm talking about hoo-ha was, I'm telling you. Let me tell you. I'm like, Lord, I say, wait a minute. Now, I know I ain't contaminated. I'm like, do I got lice or what? You all, my thing.
The itch is real.
Let me tell you, y'all, it was itching so bad. I'm telling you, an uncontrollable itch. All I could do was sit up here and pat. You all, I was in public. I'm sorry. Like I was scratched. I was just like, that itch was so real. It was, listen, it was for about a week straight. I'm just like, oh my God, I could have went back up there and smacked that doggone girl up at that thing because she didn't tell me my hoo-ha was going to be itching like that once the hair started growing. I said, oh my goodness, listen, I used shea, listen, I thought I was going to have to go to the ER. Again, now that's why I'm going to leave my hoo-ha alone. I'm going to tell y'all. I'm going to leave it alone.
Just wax the hoo-ha.
I'm gonna leave it because I'm scared to wax it myself because when I put Nair on it, I almost ended up in the ER.
I'm not listening to that story.
So I'm just like, so for me, I'm just gonna continue to shave like I've been doing before. But you all, please keep me lifted because when I try new stuff, sometimes it don't always work out for me. But I promise you, I was up in Walmart. I was just scratching. I was like, I'm not finna. But you know what, you all, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I was not getting anything that was no food produce or nothing, and I was using my hand sanitizer because I knew I was just up in there just scratching away. So if y'all see me up at that in them stores scratching, just listen, you all charge it to my head and not to my heart. But be mindful of getting them things waxed Listen, be you ever ye so mindful because I'm scarred now because I'm like, man, that thing was itching like I had some crabs and some lice up in there. I'm like, now I know good and doggone well.
My waxing ladies, please help her out. Exfoliate. And
The girl didn't tell me that.
aloe vera gel and exfoliation will help with that.
Well, I'm listen. It's too late for that now because I was scratching all over the place. So I know a couple of people. If y'all see some videos of me, just charge some. Don't just be like, you know what? I'm not even finna pay no attention because you know how they like to record you all up in Walmart when you ain't least expecting it. So just it's true. Yep, it was definitely true. Scratching up in there, it was definitely whatever they recorded and posted up there. You know, it'll come back something one day when I'm big and I have a prominent position or a nice show or something. They gonna run the tape back and they gonna tag me in and I'm like, listen, I told y'all I was scratching my hoo-ha up in there, so I don't even know what to tell you. Yeah, it was because it was itching.
They done made you the people of Walmart post.
Man, they something, but all I know is be careful when y'all getting that thing waxed. Just be careful and ask a whole bunch of questions because I thought I asked the right question.
The aftercare questions.
And that girl didn't tell me that. That's what
aftercare.
That's what I almost got. I ran up on because she didn't tell me that. I'm just like, girl, you got me all this doggone.
Who got to be more careful?
Yes, you do. But guys, listen. Tonight we're talking about skin tone and colorism hype. Now, listen, we in the Black community, we got to do better because we are the only race that has a division within itself. You got the light skin and the dark skin. Listen, to me, being in this industry was like a wake up. Like that was like the first time for me that I was really made aware that, this is still going on in 2022, light skin and dark skin. I don't know about you, but like when you refer to people and just growing up, how was colorism? Was colorism ever an issue for you growing up?
I think with us in describing people, we always say, oh, she light-skinned or she caramel complected. It's the short, dark-skinned girl. In those ways, I don't think we look at it as a bad thing. But it's bad when we get to saying, you think you better than me because you light-skinned. Why? Or you think you better than me because you dark skinned. And I think that's the big issue with the colorism, the breaking down of dark skinned is bad, light skinned is good. Listen, y'all done treated me bad trying to fit in, okay? I've been trying to fit in my community my whole life. I feel like Raven Simone on Queenie. I is Negra. Play with me. I is Negra.
Really?
I is Negra. I is. Don't you see my nose? Yes.
Wow. Can you explain some of the things that you've been through?
I have been told I am not Black. Somebody in my family is white. Somebody is. Now, if we go way back down further in time, maybe Massa did play around with somebody. But as far as I know, for 2 or 3 generations, everybody in my family is Black. On my mother's side, on my father's side, this is straight up Greenville, Mississippi. My grandmother is from Atlanta, Georgia. Now, my mother's mother is a light, from what I was told, she was light-skinned, but as she got older, she drank, she got a little dark. You remember Grandma?
Oh, yes, I do.
My grandmother had real wavy Native American hair. She's Native American. I have a lot of, which our people hate to hear. They always talk about they got Native American in them. Well, I do. About 3 or 4 different tribes. I was already here. I didn't arrive. Don't be mad at me, but it's like all through school, I had thick, long hair. My hair is super, super thick. I used to perm my hair so much because I just want to fit in, and it's like my oldest, we call him Chocolate Thunder. He hated taking pictures with us because he felt like everybody was light and he's the darkest in the family. But when I'm with my father's family, I feel like I'm the yellowest person here. They don't like my auntie called me high yellow heifer.
Wow.
But when you down south, that's a term of endearment. It's not a bad term, but I recall having conversations with one of my friends where she dark skinned and how her own community treated her just being dark skinned. And the two of us sitting here, we have the same cry of being accepted in our own community. She's not being accepted because she too dark, her butt too big, her lips too big. I'm not accepted because I'm light skinned and I got long hair. And it doesn't make any sense. Why do we treat each other like this? And those things as a child, it still affects me today, how I move, how I walk, how I talk. We shouldn't have to be divided because somebody in Jim Crow decided to say, we gonna separate y'all and not make y'all like each other. We are a melting pot of people of different colors with different backgrounds. And, honestly, it's not just us. The Dominicans, they get treated like this. All of us have light and dark. Every community of a nationality in another country have light and dark. There are light and dark people in Africa.
Right, but it's like, are they of African descent? Like in some of those, like in those countries, like they don't want to claim that, that they are black, and that's a whole different conversation. Because my thing is, listen, whatever you feel like you want to rock with, it's not my job to tell you any different. You have to know who you are and be comfortable with who you are. But for the most part, like this colorism, and let me just explain what that is. So according to an online source, colorism is discrimination based on skin color, which again is also known as colorism or shadeism, is a form of prejudice or discrimination, usually from members of the same race, in which people are treated differently based on the social implications from cultural meaning attached to the skin color. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, it's so crazy because listening to you say that, Lady Lotus, I'm just like, I'm thinking about like growing up, and I personally don't recall like dealing with colorism issues because first of all, I had a huge family, and everybody was like different shades. Now listen, we came from a big family, and you talk about roasting, baby. But we had some roast that listen, that no, who you was just down there arguing with? Jack. Who is Jack? Big nose Jack with the messed up, with the dirty shoes. Right. No, bald head Wanda. That's who we was talking about over there. Or big lip Brenda with the buck-eyed, buck-eyed Randy. Don't listen. Right. And a few more choice words. But I don't remember color ever being attached to him like dark skin Mary. It was already dirty no, Mary that smelled like pee. Yeah, you remember? No, pee Mary. That that's who was. It was. And let me tell y'all, them names can get real colorful. Them names get real colorful. But coming from a huge family like that, I don't recall colorism being, an issue in our family. But getting old, and maybe it was just me. Maybe it just went over my head, and maybe other people. And I'm curious, and I'm definitely gonna have that conversation with some members of my family just to see if like did they go through that. But it's like colorism, my first experience with colorism came, being here in the radio in the radio industry, where now I've had people tell me, oh my God, you are so pretty for a brown skinned girl. I'm like, huh? I'm like, I didn't know I'm brown skin. Like, I know I'm a black woman. I didn't, I never subscribed to the brown, like even with us growing up together. I'm like,
we never dealt with that.
We never dealt with that because that's not how we were brought up. Like it's so many different people in shades and and size. Now listen, we talked about sizes, okay? I'm not gonna listen. We talked about your shoes, your clothes. So trust me, we have went there, okay? But color has not been one of them. So like dealing with all of that. So like growing up and when dating, did any of that affect you as far as dating? Did you have a skin tone preference when dating?
No, I didn't have a skin tone preference. You know, we all have our type in our what we want to what you want your man to look like, you know, physically, but I personally never cared about what color someone was. I always knew that I'm gonna stay within my nationality, that I wasn't gonna step outside of that. But I don't care about you light skinned, you dark skinned, like what they got the term, oh, he Akon black.
Really?
Yes, you
Oh,
ain't never
wow.
heard nobody say he. I remember being in the airport with an ex, and I saw this guy. I don't know what he was or where he was from, but his skin was like a dark. I said, "Oh my goodness, he is so handsome." And that's just me. Like I'll tell women, "You look beautiful today." We're supposed to be big up in each other. My issues with it was when I was younger because I wasn't into dating. Every time you say no, oh, you a stuck up yellow bee. Throw the bottle at you.
Oh.
Everything is about your yellow, your light skin is just stuck up. It's like it's just awful the terms that we have for each one of us, you know. And it's like I guess, you know, the paper bags in the middle.
Right, you get stuck
Y'all
like
just stuck in the middle.
you
Like you
just
don't
like
know
well,
where
that
you
dog
fit
and
in.
like, look, I'm just trying. All I knew is I just didn't want to be PP Mary. I didn't want to be, you know, I didn't want to be Jermaine the Dookie Stain. I just didn't want to, you know, those are the categories that I just knew
Girl.
I didn't listen. Being called bald, listen, the category, and I'm looking today, I'm like, I don't know how I fell in that category. But the
Ooh,
flat
itty
chested,
bitty.
right? Listen, those was the categories that I was worried about. The itty bitty titty.
Flat chest.
I was called Fletch. Listen, and well until I had my son, I don't know where these came from. Like I was shocked. I did the real early. I'm like,
Age brings them.
you know what? Plus, I got me a good. You know, I invested in me a nice little bra. You know, because listen, I found a few coins at the house, and I was able to get me a nice little bra. And I'm like, this thing set them bad boys up. But you know, listen. I had some little doorknobs. Not even doorknobs, because the doorknob. Listen, I had some little some little bottle tops for a long time. So those was the categories that was like that I was concerned about and that I was aware of. But again, now being older and being in the 30 plus, we're on that. We're stuck on that, like, oh, I only date light-skinned women, I only date red bones. I'm like, for anybody that's stuck on those type of things within our community, listen, you need to heal. You need some self-love because we're all black.
Yes.
We are all family. At the end of the day, it don't matter if you light or dark. We're all family. Like, we shouldn't be putting that division amongst each other because guess what? Everybody else know that they got us because we're divided. We're divided against each other. So divided we fall and united we stand. And until we get it together, listen, we are going to always have issues. Nobody's going to respect us because they like, oh, well, shoot, all we got to do is say, oh, all we doing is putting red bones in the video. All we doing is putting dark skin chick or whatever y'all calling, you know. Look, besides sexy black women, if you calling anybody, don't put me in now one of them categories. Just put me as sexy Miss Vance with the racks, okay? But don't put me in no other categories. Or well, you in the dark. Listen, it's bad enough other folks do it to us, but we don't have to do it to each other.
Yes.
And be mindful, y'all, with the kids. Listen, I know some people. Listen, y'all have. And y'all have them, listen, please talk to them because they struggling. Because listen, now you got the black folks don't want to accept them and whatever else they mix with don't want to accept them. So you all love, it starts within us.
Yes.
And self-love. We got to put that off on each other because if not, look at our community, you guys. Look at the state in which the black community is in. Look at yourself and look at how you react to other black people and ask yourself, am I guilty of practicing colorism? Am I guilty of being prejudiced against my own? Am I guilty of being racist against my own people? Ask yourself that. And if you can honestly look in the mirror and say, no, I'm not, then good. But if you know that you are, make some changes and make sure you're teaching your kids. Listen, we don't have time to be shallow against each other. We have too much other crap going on. But guys, listen, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please, again, guys, do me a favor. Go to our YouTube channel, subscribe and like today. And that's the J Spot Radio. And that's Jaye. Until next time, you guys, peace out. Good night, you guys. Thank you. Love on each other, too. Please stop all that craziness. Good night, guys. Good night, good night, good night. Okay, wait a minute. I'll finish here. Yes.